Hi, it's Christina with the Sisyphean Journal, and we have the story today of a woman who apparently her husband was one of the biggest slime buckets to ever walk the earth. 20-year-old Jennie Fouts was separated from her husband, and she lived behind the First Presbyterian Church on New York Street in Cincinnati. On May 15th, she collapsed on the street. When others attended to her, Jennie reported having suffered from a dull, aching pain for several days. She took to her bed, where she was cared for until the evening of May 19th, when she was admitted to City Hospital. There, she vomited a black fluid that tested positive for blood. Now, since this was a symptom of yellow fever, which had killed 3 people in the previous few weeks, doctors were treating her for yellow fever. Unfortunately, Jennie had not been honest with the doctors. She died on May 24th, 1879, and after her death, authorities made contact with a doctor who had treated her prior to her admission and had found her to be suffering from complications of an abortion. She would not divulge the name of her abortionist or of her baby's father. Now, after news broke of Jennie's death, a man calling himself John F. Essler and claiming to be Jennie's husband wrote a letter to the coroner stating that he had come to Cincinnati during the first week in April and spent a night pledging to reconcile with Jennie. He'd had no intention of doing so, instead skipping town with another man's wife. The coroner responded with an open letter which read in part, "You state that you are the lawful husband of Jennie Fouts, that you obtained all the facts in relation to her unfortunate death through the Indianapolis papers. You ask, was she decently interred? She was, in Crown Hill. She had some true friends who stood by her to the last, and they should be honored for fidelity to that unfortunate woman. Now, sir, let me thank you for your communication. It only confirms the main points in the verdict rendered at the inquest. Your communication has completely vindicated the honor of your unfortunate wife. Truth, justice, and manhood demand that the world know all the facts, and they must and should be told. I will give you a reasonable time to publish them in your own way." Certainly from this, it sounds like Jennie's pregnancy had resulted from that one night spent with her husband before he finally completely abandoned her. Now, if the coroner ever made good on his promise to share the secrets of Jennie's husband, they were not shared in any publication I can find, but I only use newspapers.com. Some of you might have access to other things and find out a little bit more about whether this really was Jennie's slime bag of a husband.